Hello people, hope you're all doing good. Welcome to another double review. Today we're reviewing a movie and a TV show. You know what they are, you've seen the thumbnail and the title. Let's just get straight into it. We're going to start off with the movie Poor Things.
Oh.
Poor Things was a movie I was really excited to see. The trailer hooked me because it looked so weird, and I like weird. Now, I'm going to be honest, I've never seen a Yorgos Lanthimos movie. I've not seen The Favourite, The Lobster, or The Killing of the Sacred Deer. But after watching Poor Things, I really want to watch those films now. Because Poor Things for me is the best movie of 2024 so far. Poor Things is a great movie about discovery, pretty much. Bella Baxter is a really likeable character. We see her whole backstory, which I'm not going to spoil. If you've seen the movie, you know what it is, but it makes sense why she goes on this journey, why we see the story through her eyes because of how she reacts to the world. And the story basically showcases Bella Baxter discovering the world and how it challenges you as well as the good parts of the world. And I really like how she learns all these things and tries to get out of that cycle where she's being taken advantage of. And I like how this movie presents controversial jobs and themes throughout the movie and isn't really too judgy with them. It leaves your opinion up for interpretation. For example, sex work is a big thing in this movie, and it sets it up in a way where it shows the positives of it and the negatives of it. And it leaves you with your opinion. Do you think it's a good thing? Do you think it's not? Well, what I really like is that they take these things and physically tell us and show us, what will happen if Bella doesn't go along with it, and what will happen if she doesn't go along with it. There's positives and negatives to both sides, and I really like that. It makes your opinion so open minded. You're very open minded about it. Leaves it up for your opinion. So there's no right or wrong answer, but whatever happens, whatever decision she makes, it's going to affect the story in some big way. And I really like how the humour was handled in this. The movie balances very mature and dark themes and mixes it in with a bit of dark humour. For me, it reminded me a bit like Family Guy, how it likes to be this rude, crude humour that you find funny, even though you know you're really not supposed to laugh at it. And even though Family Guy's humour is a little bit different to Poor Things, I do think Poor Things handles it a lot better by fitting in all this dark humour into the story instead of Family Guy, where it just stops the story altogether just to add a crude joke. And we'll talk about Family Guy again soon with the TED Show. But I really like the polar opposite tones, the humorous tone and the dark tone, and how they clash together. And it really fits in with Bella's character arc and how she sees the world. The positives, the humorous side, and the dark side of the world. I think it's really good for her development. And in terms of technical aspects, this film is amazing. The visuals in this are absolutely gorgeous. The way they did the towns and the cities, they look futuristic and old-fashioned at the same time. It's so weird. They also look really colourful as well. I like the change of colour palettes when we go to different cities and locations. It's absolutely beautiful, the set design of this film. The cinematography as well at times, with the still cinematography, along with the backgrounds as well, really made this feel like a Wes Anderson film on steroids. It looked absolutely amazing. The editing as a whole was pretty great. However, the only nitpick I do have with that is that sometimes they just completely cut to something like a sex scene like that. And it was very jarring, it came out of nowhere. And I really wish it just didn't do that. Just kind of slow it down a little bit. But the only technical aspect I didn't really like was the music. I get what they were going for, but it didn't really work for me. And it wasn't pleasant on the ears in the cinema, because it's very high-pitched, and it really rings in your ears. And it was kind of horrible to listen to at times. So that's the only real flaw I have with the technical aspects of this film. And finally, the performances in this are absolutely amazing. There's a reason why Emma Stone is getting some Oscar buzz right now, because she's amazing at Bella. What could have been a really annoying character, she made very funny and likeable, and just overall a really lovable character thanks to her amazing performance. Mark Ruffalo is clearly just having a great time playing the character of Duncan. He's very over the top, but in the right way, just enough insanity to make him believable. And Willem Dafoe is great in this film too. But when is that ever a surprise? So overall, I do think Poor Things is a gorgeous looking movie with some amazing performances and a great story that handles mature and humorous themes, mixed them together in a really compelling and interesting way. If you really like Lanthimos' movies, I think you'll enjoy this one. But if you just like really weird, strange movies that tell an interesting story and have some really good themes. I think you'll have a blast with this film too. It's amazing. It's the best film of the year for me. Apart from the music, it's just missing out on a 10 out of 10. For me, it's just going to get a 9.5 out of 10. If the music was a little bit better, I'd say this movie was pretty much perfection. But I still had an amazing time with this movie.
Fresh penis! Get your fresh penis here!
Oh, Jesus Christ!
Still has that new penis smell.
Will you shut up?
All right, I'm just trying to help.
I think it's fair to say that my excitement for the Ted show was kind of 50-50. On the one hand, I really enjoyed the first Ted movie. I think it's a really solid comedy. But the second film for me just kind of undermines everything about the first film. And it just completely reused jokes from the first film so much, but in a less funny way.
You had sexual intercourse with a coworker on top of the produce that we sell to the public.
I fucked her with a parsnip last week, and I sold the parsnip to a family with 4 small children.
So I think it's fair to say that my excitement for the show was kind of way down below, really. But I wanted to give any TV show or film a chance. And to my surprise, I'm happy to say that I actually had a really good time with the Ted show. It's nothing perfect or anything like that, but for me, it's probably the best thing in the Ted franchise. I'd say that completely. Now, some of the stories aren't really for me. I really liked the show when it was just getting really weird. For instance, and some spoilers for this section, by the way, but I really liked it when the show just went crazy and it wasn't afraid to. Like, we have a dump truck, a toy dump truck that Ted's father owns that comes to life. And it turns out that he's homosexual. It's stupid, I know, but I absolutely had a blast with that one. Some of the simple stories, I will say, were a little bit hard to get intrigued by because we've kind of seen it all before. However, I do think they were serviceable and they were entertaining. I especially like the finale where John likes this girl and he's trying to lose his virginity. And it turns out that she's not lost her virginity as well, so he's not the only person in the school that's still a virgin. It's a really cute story. And what I did like about the show is that John as a character is really relatable. He deals with the same problems that I have and still have, with like talking to women and everything else like that. So he was really relatable to me, apart from the fact that he smokes drugs and everything. I don't do that. But I really liked his character. He's really likeable. But of course the main star here is Ted, played by Seth MacFarlane. And he once again does an amazing job as the character. The CGI looks brilliant. There's only a couple times where I thought the CGI looked a bit dodgy. It was mainly when he was like surrounded by water or in water. It looked a bit But overall the CGI looked perfection. And he was easily the funniest character in this show. Once again, like stuff like Family Guy, it's like crude humour. But one thing I'm very happy to say is that they actually fit the humour into the story. And not do the whole like Family Guy cutaway thing where it just slows down the story for a few seconds just to get a good laugh in. No, this one kind of like fits it into the story, keeps it flowing. And I really like that. And some of the humour in this, in fact, most of the humour was really strong. When it hit, it really hit. But when it didn't, it was kind of a bit and a bit ironic. But for the most part, I thought the humour was really strong. And also the relationship between Ted and John is really likeable. The two actors have some amazing chemistry. Ted's expressions on his face when he's talking to him and other characters, it's just really good. It feels real. It's a really nice friendship that you really just start to see on screen. However, there was one character that I didn't like, and it was the father. I thought he was very unlikable, and I know that was what they were going for, but for me, he has an arc in episode 6, which I think was very long overdue. I think they should have done that a little bit earlier just to make him a bit more likeable. So that's the only character that I didn't really like, to be honest. And as I said earlier, the performances are all really fun too. Seth MacFarlane as Ted is great as always. The actor playing John is great, as I said. The family, the actors playing the family members, all clearly just having a good time too. This show is just a fun adult comedy. It's clear that people in front of the camera and behind it just wanted to create a fun show. And I think they succeeded at that for the most part. If you really like the Ted movies, I think you'll have a blast with this. If you like Seth MacFarlane, again, I think you'll have a blast with this. It's a really fun time. It doesn't always work, but I'm up for a season 2. Honestly, I had a good time with this. I'm up for some more fun. And I'm going to give Ted, the TV show, a 7 out of 10. And guys, that is it for the end of this double review. I hope you all enjoyed. If you have seen any of these, please let me know your thoughts on them in the comments. Do you like them? Do you not? Let me know. Always love to hear your thoughts. But I hope you all enjoyed this video. Have a good day. See you later.